Family time, I'm Naosu. I'm Shin. We're brothers, just so you know. We're brothers. Yeah, UFC 319 is over, and Kai Asakura lost by submission in the second round. Man, that's sad.
Yeah, I was watching live with everyone, and in the second round, Kai Asakura, I predicted a technical knockout win, but it was actually the opposite.
Yeah, at that point, I should have handled that, win or lose.
I always guess the opposite to fix it,
but every time I get it wrong,
well, I was moving pretty well in the first round.
It was really overwhelming, wasn't it?
I landed some pretty good punches, and I was completely controlling the pace of the match. It was around the last 30 seconds, I think, I got taken down.
Yeah, the high kick.
Oh, right, I landed a high kick.
Then I think it hit his neck. He grabbed me, took me down, and...
Well, after the first round ended, Kai Asakura's movements changed, or rather, his fighting style changed, right? He wasn't attacking as aggressively anymore. On the other hand, Tim Ed took the center of the ring. Well, not the ring, the octagon, the center of the octagon. He was actually setting the pace of the match. In most matches, one side is usually leading, right? I mean, when it comes to the pace, usually one of them is controlling how things unfold. Even when we're on the defensive or pulling back, it still feels like we're leading, right?
Maybe only someone experienced would notice that. Otherwise, it's hard to understand.
Yeah, that's true.
But basically, you can say that the person in front is the one leading, right?
In most cases, there are players who fall back and don't like it, and sometimes they're falling back because they don't like it, but there are also times when they're falling back and not feeling any pressure at all, right? Well, that's true, Unless you're experienced, it's hard to tell. But I think even fans who watch martial arts a lot can understand that much. For example, Kai Asakura was completely dominating the first round, and his opponent was clearly bothered by his punches and movement. The first and second rounds were definitely a bit different. Since the flow of the match changed, my impression was that something must have happened there. After all, he got taken down, so he had to be more cautious. Maybe his fighting style changed a bit, or rather his way of fighting definitely changed. It seemed like he was really trying harder and harder to land a solid punch. In the first round, he was throwing like 4 punches, like bam, 4 punches. He was throwing combinations and stuff, all right?
That's true.
After the second round, it was just straight punches and 1-2s, but I was putting too much strength into them and gripping too hard. From an amateur's perspective, if I may comment as an amateur...
Well, I'm just saying what happened, so I think that's definitely true.
It's just my impression, but that's how it looked to me, and I was kind of wondering what happened there. Was he being cautious about a tackle? I know maybe it was the effect of cutting weight. I don't really know. For me, there's a bit of a mystery there, but Eriato noticed it and finished the fight. Second round, right? Pantu-chan too. It ended by submission.
It was the second round.
That's right, isn't it? It's just bad luck. Like, oh no, I'll get submitted in the second round again. Just bad luck, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But the first round was really good, so even during the live stream before the match, I thought maybe you could make good use of your body and stomach. I landed body hooks right from the start, so from those body hooks, next I could go for hooks to the head, knees, or even a high kick. Mixing in various strikes, choosing different ways to fight, and also different attack options. That part was really good, From the second round, the attacks became pretty one-patterned, but Elliot handled it well, as expected. You could say he was able to read the attacks, or maybe he just got used to seeing them. That's what I think. But by the way, you were reading the comments during the live stream, right? Everyone's opinions. Yeah, but still...
It's delicious, right?
It's really delicious.
This is delicious. Seriously, it's really good.
This is delicious.
It's good. It's really delicious, isn't it?
There's no unpleasant protein taste. You can drink it like juice.
Ah, it's really delicious. It's tasty.
This is delicious.
By the way, during that live stream, you were reading the comments, right? What did you think about everyone's opinions? Well... But still, when Asakura Kai lost, all of a sudden...
Like, whoa. Those critical comments, the number of critical comments toward Asakura Kai really increased.
Yeah. What was it? The zombie example, huh? Did you think that?
No, really, exactly.
Yeah, antis are like a village of sleeping zombies. This isn't just directed at Asashin or anything. If I say Asashin again, it might become a habit.
That's right.
When I say Ashin, I mean Asakura Mirai Fighters Asashin. That's what I think. I'm not using Asashin as an insult. I get comments saying don't lump Asakura Mirai fans together with Asashin, but I don't think they are the same at all. Apparently they are different, so it's not just Asakura Mirai fans and Asashin, but generally speaking, those haters only pick fights they know they can win. When they can't win, they just stay quiet and don't say anything. But when the time comes that they can win, they suddenly come out in full force. So, in those zombie movies, it's like a single person just taking a walk. Like in a forest or maybe in a ruined city. They're walking alone, and during the walk, they somehow disturb or touch a hidden zombie village under the ground. They wake them up, and once they're awakened, thousands of zombies suddenly swarm and start chasing this one person. It's like, if this is the safe zone, I can win here kind of situation. Then suddenly they swarm out from under the trees and start climbing up.
From under the trees.
They suddenly emerge from the ground,
From all sorts of places, these.
attack a single person. When Kai Asakura wins, the haters stay quiet, but when he's struggling, they show up. They just come crawling out from the ground. Well, if Hiramoto loses next, then the fans of Assassin Kai Asakura and the Hiramoto haters will just come crawling out. So that's just the kind of culture it is, that anti-fan culture.
It's really something, isn't it? It's like a bully mentality, right?
Yeah, well, that's how it is. When they're in a bit of a disadvantageous situation, they hold back. I thought that's the most cowardly thing.
Well, yeah.
If I was really a fan or something, at the very least, I think you should support your own fighter, even when they're down or have lost, or some people call that favoritism. But I just think it's strange, especially in this current era of martial arts on social media. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off topic, but I think it's strange that people now believe it's good to be brutally honest, even if it's someone you know or a friend who lost, and just say harsh things. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what being brutally honest means? I see, that's how it is. Wow. Oh, so you're saying they're just an honest person. I see, I get it. I think that person is the worst.
I think so too, though. Well, in Japan, well, I'm Japanese, but in Japanese culture, scolding someone or saying something difficult for their sake is still... I think there's also the view that only someone who truly cares about you can say those things. Is that how you see it?
I can understand if it's a coach or a friend, but when it's just a fan saying it from the outside, isn't that a different story?
It's a different story. Since the position is a bit different, even if you say that from the outside, it's not something to be praised.
That's just how I personally feel. So as a Kai Asakura fan, right here, next time I'll definitely win. I think that's about right, but maybe we should keep it quiet here, or as often comes up in the chat, bantamweight is good. I really do think so, though.
Well, I think someone probably said it. To be honest, it's kind of like martial arts. I don't think the fan stalkers or fan assassins came up with that themselves. Probably some expert somewhere said something like, maybe it's better to move up a weight class. And then people just started copying that idea and saying it over and over. So now everyone is saying that moving up is the right thing to do.
I did succeed at flyweight in our eyes, Iron. I totally understand that way of thinking, but I wonder about it. There are a lot of strong fighters at bantamweight in the UFC, so maybe it could actually be better. I might be able to perform better, but that would mean facing bigger and stronger opponents.
Well, it's a bit tough. For people who watch UFC, they probably think that's even more hopeless, yeah. So, the bantamweight division is at a higher level. As an ordinary fighter,
No, people often say that flyweight is the lowest, right? Yeah, but I don't really know. I can't really say for sure about that.
I'm not sure if flyweight is the lowest, but I think the minimum weight division has more dangerous fighters.
No matter where you go, there are always tough guys.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't really know about that, but yeah, I mean, That's true. You won't know until you try, so that's probably the best excuse, right? Even if you never go to Bandam, Bandam is still stronger. You know, that saying, like, if you really try and practice seriously, you can win. That's a good one, too.
A comment from that live stream. What could Kai Asakura have done to win?
Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting comment.
We requested those, right? Nagata took notes, so I'll ask them.
Well, there are only a few, though.
These are just fan suggestions, just fan advice after all.
Yes, fan advice. Number 1, if you go to Bandam, you'll win. We discussed that too. Next is to ATT. If I go there, I can win. If I change my environment, if I change my training environment, I can win.
I see.
Yeah, also, if I had given it my all, I could have won.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's the one I like the most.
I wasn't serious. Were you?
Well, are there only 3 of those?
There were only those 3.
A little more?
No, those 3 interesting ones came up, right? And then we said we'd ask for more, right? But after that, only the same ones came up.
I see. Yeah, I get it. Well,
maybe we jinxed it a little.
No, maybe we built it up a bit too much. I think everyone was expecting more from that.
No, I'm sorry. But if we had really given it our all, we could have won, you know? It's fine to use the live stream chat. That became popular, and ultimately it comes down to if we really tried, with people putting many spins on it. There were some funny comments, so please watch the live stream, everyone.
Yeah, to get back to what we were talking about, I completely forgot what we were discussing.
Well, so it's about those people who say all sorts of things from the outside, right?
Yeah, that's right. Outside advice.
Outside advice, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But somehow, well, you know. But if you win by striking, then everyone will know that grappling is your weakness. Yeah, that's how it is. That's the point.
Well,
I think it's more about how many people are watching than talent.
Yeah, from now on, every fighter who faces Asakura Kai will go for takedowns.
Well, it's been like that from the start, hasn't it? So there's also compatibility, but when you ask if Tiret is a good or bad matchup, that's what you mean, right? If I had kept that up in the first round, I might have won.
Win. Yeah, I would have.
I was landing a lot of strikes one-sidedly, and Eriato didn't like it and couldn't react, so he was really bothered by it. From the second round, I started to gain some confidence.
I wonder why that happened.
I think the big reason was that Asakura Kai wasn't attacking. But, you know, his fighting style was completely different. He kept backing away and hardly initiated any attacks himself. Well, I think he was definitely being cautious of the tackles to some extent. But after all, for Kai Asakura, offense is really his best defense. So remember, there was also the fight between Pantoja and Kai Kara-France, where Kai Kara-France suddenly... He fought differently, you know? That wasn't the usual Kai Kara. Everyone noticed, right? Yeah, I agree. He was likely too respectful. Yeah, that's what happens. Suddenly the way you fight changes. Well, I guess that's what happens when you get tackled.
He wasn't able to show his strengths.
Well, you can only say he got shut down, right? Yeah, so everyone is saying, if Asakura Kai had done this, then, but Elliot was good too, you know? What do you think?
No, so, in that sense, like, he really couldn't show his strengths, which was actually surprising.
If he could show his potential.
Maybe the most accurate thing is that he could have won.
Well, that's not wrong, but, you know, in martial arts, there are people who are strong in the gym, but can't show it in the actual match. There are a lot of fighters like that. Since I'm a trainer at Teppen Gym, I watch pro fighters training every week, right? And I also watch their matches. So I often wonder, why don't they do in the match what they've been practicing? We have conversations like that. I think that's also a kind of ability, you know. If you can't do that, then there's no point in practicing. It means you're not able to use what you've practiced. Even if you think you can do it, if you can't do it in a match, then you really can't do it. As for this match, well, maybe after the next match, I'll be able to show it because my body will be ready. There's always a chance that in the next match, something will click and I'll be able to do it. But this time I couldn't. So yeah, for everyone watching that match, that's how it is. It's the same as saying I don't have that skill. I couldn't win. I couldn't use it. So I just wasn't able to use it. Yeah, it's like not having it. For this match, it's as if I didn't have it. Well, if everyone really tried their best, I think they'd all be pretty strong. That's fine, right? We could have won if we tried our best.
It's convenient, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, sometimes the players lose too. Sometimes. The win rate is pretty high though. Right now, it's really high, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like things have gotten better since Shin joined. So yeah, I don't really talk about it much on this channel, but lately there's been a lot of new anti-Shin activity. They're popping up, aren't they? Like zombies. They're popping up. Since Asakura Kai just lost, they're likely back underground. Yeah, that's right. I think some people will still come, but probably not as many. There are actually quite a few off-topic things, but this is important, so please listen for a moment. I'm the type who doesn't really care what other people think, so that part doesn't matter to me, but I don't like it when people who don't know me get the wrong impression from seeing that. And, you know, it's just not true. I don't want people to believe lies about me. Well, that's why I've recently started thinking that I really need to speak up for myself and respond properly. First, I'm not against the Asakura brothers, okay? What does being anti-brothers even mean anyway? Well, there are people who are against us too, right? People who are against the brothers. That's what I mean. Some people like certain scenes or Naoto, while others don't. So what does it mean to be anti-brothers? It's funny. What even is anti-JTT? How can you be against the gym? That's what I think. That's amazing. I don't know how I came to think that way. So that's why people like Reikun and Hiramoto-san are putting out just the right amount. Well, even if you think the other way around, it's not strange at all. Of course, if Reikun and Kai had a match, I'd cheer for Reikun with all my might. But that doesn't mean I'm an Asakura Kai hater. I wanted Kai to win this time. Yes. So I want to make it clear that I'm not a hater. If you want to enjoy this channel by thinking of me as a hater, you're more than welcome to think that way. But for those who don't know me, or those who have just started watching the channel, or my fans, I want to make it clear that I'm not a hater and that if I were to do any hater activities, I'd do them properly. If I were truly a hater, I'd aim to be as good as Shibata or even better. I could do it much better if I wanted to be a real hater. People often try to get views by doing hater activities. Yeah, I hear that too. By the way, just so you know, if I do something like that Mirai Asakura-sama, my views will go up, so it would actually benefit me to do the same thing as all those other martial arts YouTubers. For me, it's more profitable to go that route, you know, with those Azashin guys and Mirai Asakura fans. Well, it's not really that I'm afraid or anything. I started YouTube to share my own opinions, so I don't really do that kind of thing. You could say I have my own way of doing things. I think that's good. It's like I don't really get swayed by other people's opinions. I won't back down on that. So sometimes, for example, Asakura, like recently when Kleber won, well, that's just what I thought. Right after the live stream ended, I thought Kleber had won. Here we go again, Kleber. I just said that, but you're still gonna say it? Is that what you mean? Well, I just thought that normally and said it, but being called a hater for that is different, right? So I really want to make Asakura-me happy. No, I was thinking during the live stream, but when I watched it again, I can really say that Asakura Mimiroku won. You can do things like that too, right? Yeah, that's right, but I wouldn't do something like that. That match, even if I watch it twice, it doesn't really end. You want to make that clear, especially since you fought Kai Asakura. You're not a hater. So what else did I say? I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. This believer culture. What? It kind of turned into a self-introduction. Oh, that's true. Once again, I'm not anyone's hater. It's just that, you know... And as for whether I have any martial arts experience, well, I used to be a kickboxer and now I'm at the top. I'm a professional trainer at the gym working as a pro in the pro lane. That's right. So, my main achievements are as a trainer now, especially in martial arts. Isn't that how it is? Lately, I think I can say that I've been getting results as a trainer. In the past, I fought and won at Gampon Friday. A week earlier, I debuted at Yumeita one Friday and won. In August at RISE, I fought Kazuteru Ryujin Shiratori and won. I won by knockout against both of them. Before that, 3 of us appeared at Nexus. I think all 3 of us won by knockout. One of us won by disqualification due to an injury, but none of the 3 of us went to a decision. We all won. Well, before that, I won a title match at Deep Kick and secured the title match, while Rama won the next title match. So, in this past month, how many people? About 9 or 10, right? I only lost to 1 person. So out of 10 people, I won against 9 and lost to 1, all in a month, in 30 days.
So if you ask about my recent results, that's how it's been, but it's not just me. There's also the great sparring trainer Kai Nasukawa, but I'm involved too. Yes, that's how it is.
Well, as one of the members of that team,
You know, because I'm a trainer. Yes. So when it comes to striking in martial arts,
I do have an eye for it, you know.
that's what I mean. Well, I just don't really want to say it these days.
It's a little awkward to say myself. It's a little embarrassing.
If I say it too much, people will definitely get that impression of me, so I have to say it somewhere.
Yeah, so for those who have been watching this channel for a long time, or for the true fans, I do feel sorry about it when all sorts of weird people say strange things and just say whatever they want.
Up until now, I was totally okay with it because it didn't really affect me, but I started to dislike that it was having an impact on the people who have been watching my channel for a long time, so that's why I'm doing this. I explained it in the video with Asakura Kai. Also, there's still this thing about making money off the Asakura Kai name, or rather not just Kai, but the Asakura name in general. That's what it's about this time. Anyway, putting that aside, that's my self-introduction. I'm Shin.
What do you think will happen next? Even in the live stream comments, people are saying, isn't this already a release on RISE? It's almost like, well, there are some kind of negative comments, but still. After losing several times in the UFC and getting released, that pattern has happened a few times, hasn't it?
It happens about 3 times, doesn't it?
3 times.
I lost twice, but won the 3rd match. And there are still fighters in the UFC. Well, since they're still there, was it a 2-fight contract or 3? I don't really know the details, but I think he'll probably fight one more time. I mean, even if he wins against an unknown fighter, I'd like to see him go up against a striker. Yeah, that's right. Surprisingly, Area is actually a tough opponent. I mean, when it comes to tough opponents, that's what I think. I thought I could win too. I really thought I could win. But, you know, something like this, this kind of outcome was possible too. Really? I heard that even the experts were all thinking the same thing. But you know, Kaino is young and Elite hasn't fought in 2 years, so everyone thought he'd probably win. So people are saying that Area did a good job, but if Kaino Asakura has one more match and loses there, then maybe RIZIN will just say, welcome back. Yeah, it's a bit cold though.
Yeah, that's right. Well, at the very least, I want him to come back with a win.
Yeah, at least once I want him to win a little.
If he comes back after losing every match, even with all that excitement, it's just too much. It just wouldn't be exciting, right?
As an Asakura fan, it's kind of tough, or rather sad. Not for me, but for everyone else.
Yeah.
But honestly, if Hirace, Rinya, or Reikun had made it through there, it would have clearly shown just how strong those 3 really are. I wouldn't have any complaints, you know? So Rai would get more attention, and I do feel a bit sorry for Kai, but...
Yeah.
Well, there's no hope. If I try again next time, it'll be tough again. Rai will get all the attention. Everyone will say, Hey is amazing, Reikun is so strong, and Rinya-san is incredible too. UFC fighters who keep winning. Well, Reikun still has a long way to go, but somehow you can tell he'll be able to make it work.
Yeah, that's right.
As for me, I'm actually pretty confident. So, you know, I wouldn't complain about a world like that. I like Raisin too, and when Kai competes in Raisin, the Raisin fans are happy as well. Well, the brand image does go down quite a bit, to be honest. But when you say UFC...
UFC is strict, right?
When you say that, yeah, that's what it means.
Right, that means Area was seriously underestimated before the match. It was pretty much like, well, Kai is going to win, Asakura Kaishi is going to win, that kind of feeling.
Because he hadn't fought in a match for 2 years.
Oh, I see.
Well, but isn't it like that? How should I put it? In that movie, they call it a gatekeeper or something. You become a champion, but you can't become a champion unless you get past this guy, right?
A gatekeeper, huh?
Because he was someone like that. Well, that's right. Yeah, he's strong, but it's not like he's super strong or anything. No one really expects much from him, and it's the same with his age, too. That's the kind of opponent he is, but...
That's why this loss hurts so much.
Yeah, that's right. I fought Pantuo, got a title match, and was riding that momentum, but that's exactly why this match against Ariato got some attention, and was on the main card, and then I lost here. Kai Asakura's performance doesn't really get much attention. He'll probably fight against an unknown fighter. That's why there were some chats saying it would be good if he fought Rei-kun, but from Rei-kun's perspective, there's no point in doing it. He's not ranked now, right? He'll likely be dropped. Wasn't he ranked 15th?
Yeah, probably.
But since he was ranked, I wonder what will happen.
That's...
Because that area was ranked higher.
Yes, if Asakura Kai is still in the rankings, well, maybe we can see if the UFC still wants to do something, right?
If someone ranked around 14th performs well...
Ah, that's true.
Well, I don't really know about that, but if they're a ranked player, then if Rei-kun wins, he'll get into the rankings, so there is a bit of an advantage. But Rei-kun, Taro-senshu, and Rina-san are looking at things differently from Japanese martial arts fans. Just because it gets popular in Japan, it's not like they're thinking, let's fight Kaito starting tomorrow. It's more like, if it brings them closer to the UFC, then they want to do it. They have a slightly different perspective, and I think martial arts fans and mixed martial arts fans still don't really understand that. I used to think, if Rei fights Kaito, that would be interesting, I know. And I even said that to Rina-san. But honestly, they're not that interested in that kind of super fight.
It's more like if it brings them closer to the belt.
They think it's fine if that's the case. So, from the perspective of Japanese mixed martial arts fans, that's a bit of a different way of thinking, right? You don't really hear that much, do you? But that's the mindset those fighters have. I don't think they're really interested, you know? On the other hand, the UFC isn't really either. It's more like they don't want to do that either, I think, but, well, you never really know.
Well, the UFC belt is more valuable than a big match with Kai Asakura. That's what I think.
Well, if I beat Kai and get into the UFC rankings, well, I wonder how it would go. If I can get in, I'll do it, and if I can't, then it's whatever, I guess. I don't really know, but since it would be exciting, I want to see it. I want to see it, and looking at this, I really think Rei-kun can win. Currently, even if I mention it, I doubt anyone would respond. By the way, even after Vali lost, I was still saying that. Back then, I got criticized a lot for it, but now I don't think people would really say much about it. So, in the end, I guess everyone thinks the same way. That's what I think.
It's kind of like this, and somehow we're on this side somewhere, you know? Well, whether it's an expert or a former martial artist, if they say something, people just use that. Attacking this opposite side?
Well, but that's also part of what makes martial arts interesting, so it's not really a problem.
I don't find it interesting, but that's just how it is.
Whether it's interesting or not, that's just the culture, so that's how it is. After all, I'm doing it as a job in this world. Well, one thing is that it's better to get used to it.
Yeah, I'm already used to it, and it's not like I'm saying it would be better if this didn't exist, but I just don't find it interesting.
It's better if you find it interesting. That's just the kind of world it is. So it's like, oh, there are things like this too. Well, I don't really like, thinking too seriously about things. So I just go with the vibe of, oh, so this is how things turn out. And that's how I take on this journey called life. That's all there is, because you never really know, right? Like, especially in this social media world where someone can be a hero one day and a villain the next.
Things change quickly, don't they? If I had to say, it's the internet and social media.
The vibe just changes in an instant, so you kind of have no choice but to accept it. All you can do is study it and observe. It's interesting how things turn out like this. It's like a fascinating world full of all kinds of surprises. Hey, that's actually one of the things I like about starting to use social media.
Yeah, well, it's interesting.
Interesting. It's not really fun, but more interesting. It's intriguing.
It's like how people's minds work, or how thoughts change. The way it works.
Well, it's becoming a digital world, Social networking service is like that too. Actually, what everyone is thinking isn't always what's being said on social networking service. So it's becoming more of a digital world, or an artificial intelligence world. Yeah, there are artificial intelligence bots and stuff too. So you can't really tell, Using artificial intelligence bots to influence people's opinions happens even in overseas voting and stuff. It definitely happens. It's just a rumor, but it does happen, right? Yeah, so you just can't really know. I think it's becoming a pretty fascinating world, you know, the world of martial arts and social media is its own separate world, and within that, Japan has some unique aspects too. Overseas, it's different, and there are a lot of interesting things. So I watched Kai Asakura's match against Iraya. That's what I thought. Martial arts are pretty interesting. I ended up getting into a lot of different aspects of it too.
Well, but that just shows how big of a name Kai Asakura is.
Yeah, that's why he gets so much attention.
Many things. It also shapes culture and society.
Kai Asakura fans. Well, Asakura, that's right. Because the fans watch, it becomes a hot topic. The matches get more exciting. Well, I just want to say, please keep fighting in matches.
You want him to succeed in the UFC, right?
Yes, yes. Well, when martial arts get more popular, my job gets more interesting too. You know, it's just more fun when there are all kinds of developments and things happening. When matches are set up, things get exciting. The more matches there are, the more fun it is to make videos. So I'm really grateful for that. With the presence of Mirai Asakura and Kai Asakura, it's a big factor. Well, every time I have a match, well, this time it wasn't as much as with Phantom, but no matter who I fight, it always becomes a topic of conversation, so I'm grateful for that. And when I make a video about it, the fans get excited, both in a good way and a bad way. That's how it feels, yeah, that's pretty much my impression. That's right. By the way, there was one last thing I was really curious about. Like negative comments and stuff. This is the last one. There's this comment about making money off of Mikuru Asakura. Or that I'm only able to work because of him. Mikuru Asakura. Long before my brother came, way before, even before those brothers entered the martial arts world, I was already doing YouTube. So it's not like I'm successful as a YouTuber just because those brothers joined. I was already successful even when they weren't around. And even after they're gone, I'll keep doing this martial arts YouTube thing. So it's not necessary for them to be here. But if they're around, it does get more exciting. So I'm grateful for that.
They're just the popular names right now.
Yeah, that's right. And then after they're gone, the next stars will come out too. So it's not like we really need them, right? Well, thank you. They're helping popularize martial arts, though some say they're just doing it for money or views.
But if they weren't around,
they'd just be talking about someone else. By the way, boxing is the main base of my channel, you know? But, well, that just means they haven't really watched my channel that much. People who make those comments only click when Mirai Asakura is in the thumbnail, then post remarks like that.
well, I guess it just shows up in their recommendations.
Well, that's why. I'm not really talking to those people directly, but rather reading their comments. If someone feels uncomfortable about that, then this is for them. As for negative comments, honestly, feel free to keep posting them. That's totally fine with me.
No, I think I've already covered everything. But yeah, that's right. I really hope Kai Asakura wins his next match.
Yeah, that's right. If I had to choose, that's how I feel. I kind of feel sorry for him, you know? He became the champion in RIZIN in a pretty good situation. And he was in a good position. So he could have just kept defending the belt there, made enough money, and retired. That would have been a happy life. He could have taken an easier path, but chose to test himself in the UFC where the best fighters compete. That's why you respect him, right?
Yeah, and he worked hard and gave it a try. Preparing everything must have been tough, and understanding the principles was hard too. After that, since the opponent was strong and I lost, people said all sorts of harsh things to me. I can't help but think, that's not right, is it?
Well, I lost the same way twice.
Yeah, I guess. It was the worst way to lose, though.
It's the worst situation, but now that I think about it, I'm the underdog here. I'm the underdog. Naturally, people end up cheering for the underdog, so I definitely want to turn things around a bit, you know? Yeah, since you went out of your way to come to UC, I definitely want you to do your best, you know?
That's how it is.
Yeah, that's right. That's definitely a good point. You summed it up nicely. Good luck, Kai Asakura. I don't know if I'll make another video, but if I don't, I have to say it here.
I see.
I'll vote for Ryzen on Tuesday.
It seems like Shin's haters, even the haters, their words don't really reach Shin. They say things like, ugh, but...
When I said the line was bad, Ryzen really stood out as expected. They're probably inviting various people, like influencers and such. It's kind of awkward for influencers who cover martial arts, you know. I feel like there are a lot of members from Asakura Sontaku channels, so, you know...
Honestly, everyone but us is like that.
Maybe except the Valentine channel?
Ah, yeah, that's true.
I don't think we'll discuss mixed martial arts, but that's another story. I want to record a video of that. Yeah, if we get to this point, if we record it separately, it'll be a different thing, so is that okay with you?
Yes, thank you all for watching. Please be sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. And please smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button too. And smash that like button in the section as well. See you again soon. Let's meet again.